Okay, stick to the facts. Only tell me the facts from the story, not your own opinions. No.
The lady opened the door in 3 seconds. Usually it takes long.
Okay, so something she did that is, it's pretty noteworthy. We can go ahead and write it down because that's not normal. She was, she opened door fast.
Maybe.
What else? Annalise and then Angelina.
You did not compromise the first letter.
Because it's not a complete sentence, and I know that.
True, but still.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Next, Angelina.
There's like 56.
He's guessing 55-ish. We don't really know if he's good at guessing people's ages, but that's what he said, so that's what we'll write down. Yes, ma'am.
Her job is
Yeah. What's it called? Very good. Owns a B&B. B&B, bed and breakfast. Somebody else. Somebody else. Chloe, Addison, Hunter, Emily. I'm ignoring you. It's like you're not even here. I don't see anything. What'd you look like? We just talked about it. Yeah. Round face. What else? Yeah. Rosy cheeks. Blue eyes. And I think he said they were kind blue eyes because it'd be very different if he said they were icy blue eyes. Oh, they're kind blue eyes. Twinkling or something. I forget what he said.
Hey, I can't see it.
Yes, we can read him.
She acts greedy. She opened the door really fast and give me money.
You didn't say that?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
maybe, but that's definitely not what she said.
Give me your money.
In fact, she said, hey, if this is too much money, I can make some adjustments for you so that you can afford it.
No, she didn't. We didn't hear that. Yes, she did. I can hear it.
Well, the video did. I guess you guys are further behind than I thought. Anything else? Okay, you are going to get 3 acts-like words on this page. And oh, she opened the door smiling. That's important.
Face.
As we keep reading, listen for 3 things that she acts like. Now let's take notes about the house. Anything? Anything from the picture? Yes. Yeah, there's a piano, Rylan. Yep. Which is important when you're deadly cold. Noah?
A birdie.
A bird. And any other pets?
A dog.
What else? Chloe. Yeah. Annalise, did she take yours?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, Angelina? I don't know. Mackenzie. Oh,
No, how scared I said.
Annalise?
Yeah, the house is fancy, but on the outside there was paint chips coming off and it was pink.
Awesome. Fancy, but neglected. Show me on your thumbs how Billy felt about this place. Not about bed and breakfast in general. How do you feel about how this place looked? He told us this place looked all right. This is pretty nice. While we're reading, you're going to need to listen to one other detail about the house and 3 details about the landlady. Can you do that? Sure you can. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. She opened the door smiling, even though pretty quick. Maybe she was an Olympian.
Maybe she could try to do.
Maybe. She takes her job very seriously.
Probably not a winner.
Okay, if you didn't hear the part about the price, then we need to back up and
Yeah.
she's gonna chit chat about the price of eggs while he's being deadly cold. You know, normal conversation.
Goodness.
No.
She opens the door to the house.
Uh,
She is a witch.
And then you help him out and win. And told us to write the dead children stuffing in the bathroom.
Yeah. What she said. And then you said we had to say afterward and write
If he didn't,
years.
what are we talking about? I saw your notice in the window, he said, trying to hold himself back. Yes, I know. I was wondering about a room. It's all ready for you, my dear. She had a round pink face and very gentle blue eyes. I was on my way to the Bell and Dragon, but the notice in your window just happened to catch my eye. My dear boy, why don't you come in out of the cold? How much do you charge? 5 and 6 pence a night, including breakfast. It was fantastically cheap. It was less than half of what he had been willing to pay. If that's too much, then perhaps I can reduce it just a tiny bit. Do you desire an egg for breakfast? Eggs are expensive at the moment. It would be 6 pence less without the egg. 5 and 6 pence is fine. I should like very much to stay here. I knew you would. Do come in. She seemed terribly nice. She looked exactly like the mom of your best friend welcoming you into their house to stay for Christmas. Billy took off his hat and stepped into the house. Just hang it there, she said, and let me help you with your coat. There were no other hats or coats in the hall. There were no umbrellas, no walking sticks, nothing. We have it all to ourselves, she said, smiling at him over her shoulder as she led the way upstairs. You see, it isn't very often I have the pleasure of taking a visitor into my little nest. This old girl was slightly dotty, Billy told himself, but at 5 and 6 pence a night, who gives a darn about that? I should have thought you'd be simply swamped with applicants, he said politely. Oh, I am, my dear. I am. Of course I am. But the trouble is that I'm inclined to be just a teeny-weeny bit choosy and particular, if you see what I mean. Pause real quick. You're weird.
saying that I sent them to alone.
She does.
Crazy.
Okay, hold on. She didn't say you and me are alone at last. She just said we have it all to ourselves. No one else is here. Ryland. Yeah? She is very happy, yes. And she's very, let's say, thoughtful. Nice is a little bit vague.
Real happy.
She'll do a few more things here in a minute that are very thoughtful, but yeah, she tried to work with him to make sure he could afford it. That's pretty thoughtful of her. Yes, Chloe? Yeah, what? There was a hanger for coats and hats. Was there anything on it?
No. Empty. Like that. What thing?
The house. You could say no guests, no other guests if you want to. Of course, Felicity, go ahead, hon. What else? What did she just say? She described herself a certain way. The reason she gave for there not being people here. She's renovating. She has allergies. Why isn't anyone else there, Angelina?
Because she's picky.
Ah, good job. I mean, you can't really blame her. She's an older lady who lives alone. She can't just let anybody into her house. Emmett, you need to stand up.
No.
Then keep your eyes open and write what we wrote. Make your paper look like mine. You missed some stuff. One other thing, Billy used a word that is an old-fashioned Englishy word that we don't ever use. Did you catch it? He said, "This old girl is slightly dotty." No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Really? I am very sorry. I don't believe you've ever described someone as dotty. It doesn't mean, it means kooky. It means a little off. You know, like a kooky little old lady. She's not crazy. She didn't come to the door in a Barney costume with a lobster on her head. She's kooky. She's, kooky old lady.
My dad was Barney when I was little.
She's kooky. She talks too much. She's maybe a little too excited he's there. She's just a strange little lady. But he's 17. He's not even a full adult. He's in a strange town where he knows he's never been there before. He doesn't know anybody. I mean, he's a little kooky, but yeah. He's like, and at this price, who even cares? This is perfect. Can you? Thank you, Rylan. Thanks. Okay. Oh, and so he was nice and said, "Man, this place is amazing. How are there no other people that want to stay here? How are you not overwhelmed with applicants?" And she said, "Oh, I am, my dear. Of course I am. But the trouble is that I'm inclined to be just a teeny-weeny bit choosy and particular, if you see what I mean. But I'm always ready. Everything is always ready, day and night in this house, just on the off chance that an acceptable young gentleman will come along. And it is such a pleasure, my dear, such a very great pleasure, when now and again I open the door and I see someone standing there who is just exactly right." She was halfway up the stairs, and she paused with one hand on the railing, turning her head and smiling down at him. "Like you," she added, and her blue eyes traveled slowly all the way down the length of Billy's body to his feet, and then up again. Hayden, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
He's scared. She says.
Why?
Vote red.
Why? All she said was, "I'm so excited when I open the door." No. She's a lonely grandma who is excited when there's just a young boy who needs some love and some caring from a grandma. Stop saying words that you don't understand to describe this character. What? What? Yep, she was admiring his brand new suit. Okay, maybe I didn't read it right. Maybe I read it creepy. I could read it different. I could say, oh, that's me. That's my fault. Okay, I'll read it different. Instead of like you, I could say like you. Is that better? Is that better? Just saying that. Whatever. All right, those are your opinions. You can file them away for a prediction if you want to, but we're not writing anything down that isn't a fact. On the first floor landing, she said to him, "This floor is mine." They climbed up a second flight. "And this one is all yours. Here's your room. I do hope you like it." She took him into a small but charming front bedroom, switching on the light as she went in. "The morning sun comes right in the window, Mr. Perkins." It is Mr. Perkins, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not his name. No, he said. It's Weaver. "Oh, Mr. Weaver, how nice. I'll put a water bottle between the sheets to warm them up, Mr. Weaver. It's such a comfort to have a hot water bottle in a strange bed with clean sheets. Don't you agree?" This is a water bottle. Yes, it's not like your Aquafina bottles. It is made of thick rubber, and you can put ice water in it to make it like an ice pack, or you could put boiling water in it to make it like a heating pack. People use them for sore muscles. You can use them for a headache. You can use them just to cool off or warm up. What do you think she's using it for? To warm up the bed, yeah. We're supposed to be finding clues for our time period, the year this could be. She turned on a light, but there is no heating. And he's wearing a suit. So kind of be thinking about when this could be happening. I said think. "And you may light the gas fire at any time if you feel chilly." See, she's so thoughtful. She has a bed warming up for him. She's letting him light the fire instead of being really cheap and saying, "And don't you even think about making that fire hotter. I'm not paying for that." Yes, Jacqueline. It's not blood. That's the water bottle. Gross. Hey, but thank you so much for asking. I hate it when you guys have questions like that and you don't ask, because that could really mess up the story for you if you're like, "Oh my God, there's blood in the bed," and then nobody ever talks about it. Thank you, Billy said. "Thank you ever so much." He noticed that the bedspread had been taken off the bed and the blankets had been neatly turned back on one side, all ready for someone to get in. "I'm so glad you appeared. I was beginning to get worried." "That's all right. You mustn't worry about me." He put his suitcase on the chair and started to open it. "And what about supper, my dear? Did you manage to get anything to eat before you came?" "I'm not a bit hungry, thank you. I think I'll just go to bed as soon as possible because tomorrow I've got to get up rather early and report to the office." "Very well, then I'll leave you now so that you can unpack. Real quick, please don't run off until we write our first summary, which we will do on the other side of your purple paper. On the back of the purple page, we are going to write our first summary. Remember from your notes, a summary is taking the main points from a story, from a text, and putting them all together in only a couple sentences. So you're shortening the story and only hitting on the main points. If somebody had been absent, what would they need to know from the story in order to understand what had been happening? So if we're going to write a complete sentence, think about your give me 5. We know that we start with the caps and the subject. Who or what are we talking about? Who do you want to talk about first? Okay, let's talk about Billy. And what do we need to know about him? Who is this guy? Yes, he is only 17. I think that's important to put. If we only put that he was a businessman, you might be picturing the totally wrong thing. A 17-year-old businessman is way different than somebody who is like 42. So he's a 17-year-old businessman. Billy, a 17-year-old businessman, is our who or what. What's he doing or being? What's he do? Let's do doing. What's he doing? Okay. He stays at a B&B. We could end it there. However, isn't there kind of a big deal about him being at a B&B? Why is that so important? Yeah, it's the whole point of the unit, his fear. It's his fear, not the B&B. Right, new stuff, unknown stuff. Stays at the B&B, even though it scares him. Good. One more sentence. Who's our other who or what? Yup, the landlady. And what does she do or be? I know she owns a bed and breakfast because she's a landlady. But what about her? Okay, we can give a few adjectives. Is kooky, kind, okay. But good. That is a fantastically beautiful summary. We shrunk down a few pages to just 2 sentences, and I think those are some important things for somebody to know. That Billy, a 17-year-old businessman, stays at a B&B even though it scares him. The landlady is kooky and kind, but very excited he's there. Now, on your own, please write a prediction. We've got space for 3 more, so don't predict the ending yet. Let's just predict what's coming next. The first prediction you're going to make is just about this. How is this going to go for him? Being in a place he's never been before, or his new job that he's so excited about. Just predict in a complete sentence. Is he going to be glad he faced his fear? Is this actually really brave of him to do? Is he ready for his job? Predict, just in general, how is his day going to go? And then tomorrow we will take way less notes and read way, way more. And we'll almost finish the story tomorrow. So hopefully you're caught up. And if you aren't in class, so you're missing all the review that we do, you can just go back and watch the videos from the day before, because the videos are a lot shorter than actually being here. The review just goes back through the PowerPoint and talks about the notes we took. So any review you need to do should get to happen through the videos. But of course, you can always email me, send me an Aristotle chat. Let me know if you need help with anything, okay? Okay.